first, we're going to take a look at how to access Google Classroom. So this is how you actually get into your Google Classroom. There's two options that you can do. If you come right up here to the menu bar, all right, at the top, and you just type in Classroom, all right, you'll see right here, Classroom Google, all right, comes up, okay, and if we hit enter, that's going to take us right into our Google Classroom. This will take me right into this, so this takes me right into my Google Classroom because I'm already logged into Google. If you are just going into, if we're just going into Gmail, that's the one way to do it, all right? So you're going to just hit classroom.google.com, okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you right now. Let me log out of this. And then I'm going to show you, you can also do it by just going into your Gmail account. So if I just click on my normal Gmail account, again, you'll see the sign-in options, all right? So if I just go to sign in to my Gmail account and I click my password, after this loads, you'll see this goes right into my email account, something that you might be familiar with because for those of you who have Gmail. But if you come right up here to this corner here where you see these 9 dots, when you click on that, it's going to pull up a menu. And you'll see here it has Gmail, Drive, here's Google Classroom. So once you're signed into your email, you can actually just use those dots, click on Google Classroom, and it's going to come right up. So what we're going to do is once you guys see this right here, okay, once you guys get into Google Classroom, the next thing we're going to take a look at is how to create a class. So when you come into Google Classroom, you're probably not going to see any of this here because you're not going to have, it's going to be blank. So if you come right up here to where this plus sign is, if we click that plus sign, and you're going to see the option to join class or to create a class. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit create class. All right, and that's going to pull up this simple menu option where you're going to have to type in a class name, a section, subject, and a room number. So what we're going to do for our class name is we're just going to use CCD and then 1A, 1B for first grade, 2A, 2B for second grade, 3A, 3B for third grade, and so on and so on. Most of you all know what section A or B you are in because of last year and because you've been assigned that same section every year. So what we'll do is if I just go back in here and I say CCD, and let's just say we're going to do 3A. For the section, what I want you to do is I want you to type in your name. So it'll be Mr. Mueller. Subject, you can just put CCD. And then for the room, you can just leave that blank because we don't have to worry about room numbers because we're doing things virtually. Kids really aren't going to have a room number until we migrate back, hopefully in January, to regular face-to-face sessions. So once you type in that information, CCD, and then your 3A, 3B, whatever your room assignment is, your name for section, CCD, and then you're going to go and you're going to hit create. Now that's creating the class. All right, and then you'll see, let me get back out here to classes. All right, so you'll see I had these other classes, these 4 classes, 1A, CCD. This is Sarah Jarzewski's class that she shared with me the other day. There's a family catechist, but now you'll see right over here we have CCD 3A. And the reason why I tell you to put your name in there for the section is because it'll display here now. When your children log in, they recognize their section and they automatically see their name, your name, and that gives them a sense that they're in the right place. So when we come to this, when we select a class, if you had multiple classes like you see that I have on my screen, you would just go to the one that you want and you're just going to click on it. That brings you right to the class itself. So I'm going to go back up here to these 3 bars and I'm going to click classes again so that way they're all on display. And I want to show you this button right here. Every single one of these, if you look at it, there's a 3 dot. They call it a snowman. All right, so there's a little snowman button, 3 dots. If I click on that, I just want to show you what that does. It allows you to move the class so you can shift it around. And again, most of you are only going to have the 1 class, so you don't need to worry about that button. The edit button is going to take you right into the classroom so you can begin to change it, to add it, to post things. Copy, again, is just to make a duplicate copy of the class. And then archive is for you to file the class away so it doesn't show over here on this classroom page. Really don't need to worry about those three dots, but I just wanted to explain to you what they are. So if you're fooling around with the class and you're wondering what the different things are, that's all they do. Just allows you to move it, to edit it, to make a copy of it, and then to archive it. I know that there's some of you who might like this Google Classroom as a way to kind of post assignments and track homework and do things. So if you were to continue to use it next year, what you might want to do next year would be to make a copy of your class, archive your current year, and then for your 2021 class, you would just edit your new copy. All right, so that's what that does. All right, but again, we really don't have any need for that. So again, if we come back up here, clicking on this, all right, we have edit, but I can also just click on the classroom and that brings me right into it, okay, to allow me to change things up. You'll see at the top of this page here, stream, classwork, people, and grades. Those are the three options. We're going to get more into those options in the next couple of weeks and what to use them for and how to post assignments for that. What I want to do is I want to take you over here to this cog button that's over here. All right, this cog button here is kind of like your settings. So if we click on that button, it brings us right back to the class details. So we see here the information that we typed in when we created the class. But if we scroll down here, all right, we're going to see some other information. Here you're going to see your class code. This class code, what we have here, this is the class code that everybody needs in order to, well, your students need in order to log into your class. They're not going to be able to access your class come September and October when we begin unless they have this class code. Now, the good thing is that this class code, if we go back over here to the option here where we do the pull down menu again, you'll see display, which is what I just clicked to make it nice and large, all right? And then we can do the whole page, all right, to get that, and reduce it, all right? But if we come back here, we could copy this. So we can come in here and we can copy the class code and then put it into an email to the parents, and then that'll give them the information that they need in order to log in. You'll also see here a reset button. Every single class code is going to be randomly generated. So when you first come to this, if you look at it and there's the letter L in there, or maybe there's the letter O and a couple zeros, all right? So when you're looking at this number here, it says 707. Well, sometimes people can confuse those O's for zeros. The L can get confused for the number 1 or the capital I. So if you're looking at this code and you're sitting there thinking to yourself, well, I think that they might be a little confusing, you can just click this reset button and you'll see here that it's going to give you a brand new code. Okay, so you can go and you can click reset as many times as you want until you feel that you have a code here that's going to be easy, like AE66GK. Well, no one's going to mess that up. Everybody should be good with that. That's a code that we'll keep. So that's what we're going to do here. All right, so we just reset our code. The other things here, when we talk about stream, we're going to get into that a little bit next week. So we'll come back to it and we'll talk about what stream is. Stream, again, is for the students to answer comments that are made and to post comments on there. Down here we have Meet. You really don't need to worry about what this is because we're going to be using Zoom instead of Meet for Google Classroom because Zoom has a couple of more security features than Class Meet does and some better options for us and for our needs. So you don't need to worry about anything here with Google Meet. And for right now, we're not going to worry about anything with grading. We're not going to cover grading right now in this training. All right, but I just wanted to show you what that does when we go into that cog and it shows you the class settings. All right, so once we're done, we're just going to come up here, okay, and then we're just going to click Save. saving, and then it's going to bring us right back to where we have our classroom setting. You'll see over here again, CCD 3A, you'll see your name, Mr. Mueller, and then you'll see the class code again. And you'll see here that this is the new class code that we've just done. If we click on this little icon, this little broken square, see it says display. So again, we can click on it, and then we can highlight it, and we can copy it, okay? We can cut and paste it into a menu. All right, that's all there. You'll see here the Meet link. Again, that's the video thing, so we're really not going to do anything with this right here because we're going to be using Zoom. If we come over here, you can select a theme or you can upload a photo. So when we select a theme, again, there's not going to be a lot of options for religious education for CCD. See that there are some scholastic things that we can use, you know, for our classroom. So if we would just select this theme, it's just going to change our background. If you find a photo from the internet, we come back. I'm just going to shoot back here to classes to show you. You'll see here for Sarah's class. Sarah went and she actually pulled a picture of St. Therese of Lisieux, the little flower, off of the internet, and she saved that to her computer, and then she just uploaded it. She just uploaded it to her page there. So that's one of the things that you can do when you get in here if you click upload photo. All right, you'll see upload photo, select a photo from your computer. You save something, if you see a nice photo or something that you want to use for your background, you don't have to, but again, if you want to customize it a little bit, again, you can just drag a photo here from something that you're viewing online from your browser, or you can select a photo from your computer, and then you would just save it. And then once you save it, it's just going to come on display right here. Yeah, so that's it. So that's everything that I just kind of wanted to go over with how to set up the classroom. So what I'm going to ask everyone to do this week, I'm going to ask everyone just to kind of go in, to log in to their Google Classroom, again, by typing in classroomgoogle.com, or by logging into their Gmail account. And again, when you click these 9 dots here, this little grid here, you'll see all the Google options up here. You click Google Classroom, it'll take you right into that. And then to create your classroom. So again, for the class name, it's going to be CCD and then your section. I'll send out an email later today that will have everybody's name and their sections in it, just in case you weren't sure what section you are or if something changed, because I know there's at least one catechist who's moved to a different grade. And I know that there's a couple of new people that will be coming on board this year. But if you can go and you can just set up your classroom, that would be great. If you want to take some time to kind of tinker a little bit with what these things are going to take, you know, what these options are, you can do all that this week. All right. But next week, we're going to talk a little bit about Stream. We're going to talk a little bit about classwork. And classwork really is how to post assignments. You'll be able to create assignments and questions here. You'll be able to organize things according to the chapters. So you can have chapter 1 and then all of your assignments, and then create a new assignment, chapter 2, and all of the assignments that you want. For Stream is where you're going to communicate with your class, maybe some reminders. Sometimes you can use Communicate to create questions that you want your kids to answer for homework. So we'll take a look at that next week. People are the students. You'll see a whole list here of all your students once they begin to log in and sign into your classroom. All of those things will be here, okay? And then if there's any teachers that you're going to want to invite, I'm going to ask all the catechists to invite me to their classroom, so my name's on here, so that way if you're having an issue or problems, I can kind of get into the classroom and work with you to kind of navigate to set things up if you're experiencing difficulties. And then the grades options here, but we're not going to really worry about grades at this time.
Is the format for 7th grade going to be the same with regard to the videos that we did last year?
It will be. So, Mike, what you would probably do is you can actually post like some of the confirmation questions, for example. You know, I mean, you could post them there. Like these are the questions I want you to study. You could post the links to the videos there. And you know how they were posting comments
Right.
each week? Well, I mean, you could create your own questions, and then they would have to answer those questions, and you would
About the
see
video.
the answers
Okay.
right there. Yeah,
All right.
that way there you know everybody's doing the assignments. Yeah,
Okay.
you and I can work on that a little bit.
Sure.
You know, over the summer when you're ready, get that all squared away.
Sounds good.
Cool.
If I set up my class in the Google Classroom app from my iPad,
Yes.
it's going to show on all in my computer also, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's a great
Okay.
question, Laura. So whatever changes you make, because it's Google, so whatever changes you make to your classroom on, say, like your iPad or your smart device, that will show up if you log into a computer. So
Okay.
whatever changes you make, whatever device you're using, it's automatically saved to the Google account. So it's not like I have to go into my computer and I have to redo everything. All right. Whatever you do is automatically saved, and it's linked to any type of device that you use to access your account.
Okay. Very good.
Will that work if I set it up on my laptop as well?
Yes, same thing with your laptop. If you set it up on your laptop and then you want to access it from a device or from a smartphone or from a tablet, it's the same thing. Whatever you do on your laptop will automatically be saved to your account, and it'll be the same. It'll look the same no matter where you access it. The only thing that might be a little bit different, is the navigation. The smaller the screen, like if you're trying to do things from your iPhone, it's kind of limited in terms of what you can do. You might not have the same options that I showed you working from a laptop like we were doing today. So you might not see it. You might have to fish around a little bit using the iPhone and the different icons that you see there to kind of get into what you want. But that's just because of screen size. You know, when it's condensed on Google, they kind of restrict the different options that you have. Otherwise, it doesn't format well when it's small, if that makes sense.
It does.
Yeah, but you should be good.
I was just wondering, how are the parents responding to online CCD teaching?
I did hear a couple of parents, you know, a couple of thank yous, like this is great. You know, it's just a weight off their shoulders. I did hear back from one parent who has concern about devices because she has multiple children. They only have one device and they're not sure how to navigate that. So I'm working with the IT department over at school to kind of see if we can get like Chromebooks, a couple of Chromebooks just to have on hand with things. So we'll see.
Okay, thank you.